back to my YouTube channel, and we are back a little longer than I was expecting, but a lot of things happened in the meanwhile. I want to talk about this and also talk about the next bureaucratic steps that I am checking out of the box. So as you can see, a lot of things changed here in my place. I'm going to share a little bit as well. This time I'm going to call it a vlog. Last time I said it wasn't a vlog, but I just wrote it like vlog, so no sense. It is still very noisy here in the balcony, so let's get in and I'll show you around. Alright, so here we are. A lot of things happened in the meanwhile. I don't even know where to start, but I gotta say, I got a job. Finally, yeah, it worked pretty well. And it's really nearby. My place is like literally just crossing the street. So I'm there in 1 minute, not even that. So that's one of the good things, like the highlights, you know. The bad thing is that like it's a job. It's like the song, you know, like I was looking for a job, then I got a job, you know, like I'm happy now, I'm miserable now. But I'm trying to put like into my mindset that it's something temporary, because even though that is a part-time job, it is from 8 at night until 12. So it is quite demanding, leaving the restaurant at 12. It is a restaurant, by the way. It's like a British pub, has a little bit of an Irish pub as well. So I kind of felt home, and it's a nice place. The people are really cool, and it's a good opportunity to put my Italian into practice. So not many bad things to talk about that, but I don't know how sustainable would it be. So I'm still waiting to see all the benefits I could get from the university. I also have some updates about that, so we're gonna get into that. If you're interested in these things, if you like this type of video, please show your support, like the video, leave it a comment. These things are gonna boost the videos, and it's gonna really motivate me to keep going, because I noticed that since I stopped recording videos, the views just declined, and because of that, YouTube is also not making any efforts to just put it out there, my content. So you can help me with that, and I'm gonna be really grateful and happy with this support. So, all right, sitting here in my brand new couch. Yeah, remember I mentioned I was gonna get a new one. It is in an awkward position. It's like facing the other side of the kitchen. There's only one side. Anyway, the television's right here, but it's not big of a problem. It's one of those couches that you can turn into a bed. So that's great to get some guests and stuff. That's really good, and it's comfortable and it's really nice. It reminds me, I don't know why, like I mentioned this to other people, but nobody gave me like a feedback saying like, oh yeah, that's real. It reminds me like one of those old styles of like cars, you know, from the 2000s and something, where people would just change the letter and things. So I don't know, it just really gave me this vibe. Also, my girlfriend family came by to drop some of our stuff that were in their place. So we are now equipped with other things, like one of the screens, extra screens for my laptop. It is here, and all other little bits from kitchen, things that we left there when we knew we were going to move, but wasn't really sure where to. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but this apartment here is pretty recent. We were staying in like temporary places, but finally we got a contract in our name and everything. So this makes a lot easier to request some benefits, and also things that are going to be important, like for the daily life, like for example access to the health system, you know, through the Tassa Sanitaria. And that's also something that I want to talk about, because I'll be having an appointment tomorrow to go there and see if I can request it already. I got some documents, I found some places, some websites giving me some orientation about that, but it's always so frustrating. But if everything turns out well, I'm gonna go back with my Tassa Sanitaria, where it allows me to go to the doctor without having to pay, even specialists, and also some exams. Of course, some things you're gonna have to pay, but that's not big of an impact, you know, in your budget when you compare it to other places like Ireland, for example, or even the US. Okay, so this is a vlog, so let me just bring you to, again, outside, just to show you a little bit of the plants that I got, because I'm a big fan of plants, so I think you're gonna enjoy it. As you can see here, we already have some new buddies joining our crew. This is one of my favorite plants. It's like petunia. And remember the basil, it is doing fantastic. Don't bother to ask this little guy here. Also a geranium. This vlog must be really boring, but anyway, just want to show my strawberry and all these other guys here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. My own crop. This is fantastic. What's up, guys? Just came back from work, and it's currently 12:30 in the morning. Well, yeah, I am devastated. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be walking around like a zombie. I'm currently with a melatonin under my tongue. Not that I need it, but I used to take these. Not these specifically, but some that I used to buy in Brazil. They were like 2 milligrams. But these, guys, I'm telling you, these, it's just 1 milligram. But it seems a lot more stronger than I usually take. Anyway, I'm doing like a shift from 8 to 12. But today I was sent home a little bit earlier, like a quarter to midnight. But you know how things are, like you just get home, you want to eat something, you want to, I don't know, relax a little bit, then just times just fly, you know. So I have to set like a little routine to myself so I don't go to bed so late. To be fair, I'm not extremely tired. I don't know why, but there's something with the evenings and night that makes me more active. I used to study a lot at this time, but it's just not sustainable, you know. Like the next day you feel like really bad. At least I do. But it's just part of it. I'm telling myself that it's not gonna be forever. I have these time frames in my head, like I'm gonna do this until this. I'm gonna try to work on these other things, because you have to have a plan. I think that's what actually gets you going. Because if I think about this is gonna be my routine for the next, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 1 year, it's just not gonna be sustainable. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop recording right now. I'm gonna go straight to a shower and run to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. Here we are, Thursday. I'm gonna have to say I'm not feeling as tired as I thought I was going to. I don't know if it's because I know I'm not gonna work today, so I'm off, at least from that. Half off, because I still have classes. But not having to work, it's just, whoa. I can focus a little bit more. My studies organized myself. I know I say this a lot, organize myself, because I always feel that everything's just falling apart. I guess this is normal. Anyway, after classes, I'm gonna head to the hospital to get my tassa sanitaria. I hope everything turns out well. And after that, I also have like 2 other appointments. One of them, I'm gonna keep it as a secret. If everything turns out well, I might say it or not. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, guys, I'll be seeing you later. Let's go. What's up, guys? So just came back from the hospital. As you can see, it was a little bit of a hustle because I forgot some documents at home, so I had to run back and forward to the hospital, but it didn't turn out as I was expecting. There's some stuff that I still have to do. I have requested my residency transfer, and I still have to wait for like an officer to pass by to verify that I really live there. After that, they can move on with my like tassa sanitaria, which is going to be essential for any kind of like doctor appointment stuff that I have to do here, exams. But he gave me like some valuable information, things that I wasn't really aware of, like the fact that I'm working, that kind of exempt me from pay 700 euros that should be paid if you're only student and you're not Italian. For example, you don't have parents that are Italian, so that's something to consider as well. But once you have that, you don't pay for doctors, it's all like included. That's fantastic. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway because he also requested my contract from work. I wasn't really aware of that. It's crazy because like there's a lot of information out there, but it all spread, you know, and they're not always accurate. So this is one of the things that we usually go through when we're in a new country, trying to understand exactly what has to be done. And I think when you're not really familiar with the mother language, that can be even complicated. You know, like if I had the money, I would probably pay someone to do like most of the things that I have to. I'm not advertising anything or trying to sell anything. I'm just saying that I totally understand people that pay for these type of things because it's just too complicated. But yeah, now I'm gonna head home and finish explaining everything when I'm there. Okay, otherwise I'm just gonna be with these Italian people staring at me while I talk on my phone. Okay, see you soon. What's up guys, I'm back home, just took a shower, had something to eat. I'm using this little bug here to see if the quality of the audio gets a bit better. The idea now is to check some of those documents that the guy at the hospital requested and also take a look at the status of my residency transfer. So it can take up to 45 days. I don't know if I explored this with you guys. So from what I understand, requesting the residency transfer is going to be important not only for the card health thing, but also if you run into some issue and you have to go to the police or something like this, it's important that the state know where are you, where do you live, that you live here and everything. This is obviously going to come naturally if you're requesting your permesso di soggiorno, but if you are a EU student, you don't technically have to do that immediately. So you're going to have to do that on your own through some websites. I'm going to leave it on the description, the website that I use to make an appointment for my transferring my residency. Also, something that I have been seeing here, and I'm also going to share these with you guys, is that it can be a lot bureaucratic, complicated for students that are not EU, and apparently it got really expensive because before 2024, this tax, this fee that you have to pay for the tassa sanitaria was around 150 euros. So after 2024, this price was updated to 700 euros. That's a lot of money, and it can be even more unfair, especially if you're doing like a 1-year internship, because this 700 euros is for a whole civil year, that's how they call it, but it's basically from January to December, and we know that universities here does not work like that. A academic year starts in September and ends around May, June, July. So in this case, if you would have to stay during this period, you would have to pay it twice. I'm talking about 1,400 euros, not even mentioning the hustle and the bureaucratic things you're gonna have to go through in a different language, trying to rely on other people. So it can be a bit frustrating. If you're going through something like this, you're an EU student and you didn't go through the permesso di soggiorno, so you're gonna have to do this on your own, and you're having some trouble, you can reach out to me. I can try to help you the best way I can. I'm also gonna leave a link on the description, another one talking about some guidelines, especially about how to get some health assistance as a student. This PDF here is from the University of Bari, but the guidelines are pretty much the same for most of the universities. They're just going to focus a little bit about Bari. But you can drag this PDF on Google Translator and take a look at this on your native language. I'm pretty sure this is going to enlighten you and help you in all the options that you have. Because as a EU student, but not Italian, you still have other possibilities to walk around those 700 euros fee, even knowing that you don't work. But it's going to depend on where are you coming from, where is your country, and what are the options that you think is going to be more interesting for your reality at the moment. All right, so with that said, 2 other things happened today. It was really interesting. One of them, actually both of them, I'm not really ready to talk about it at the moment, but one of them I think it's more okay to say is that very soon we are probably, when I say we, me and my girlfriend, probably gonna have an extra member of the family. We're thinking about this soon. No, I'm not gonna have a kid. This is not the case. Okay, I'm not a parent. I won't become a parent, but maybe a pet parent. This might be the case. So yeah, I can probably bring more details next week. But I'm really excited about that. And also, someone reached out to me and regarding a project. So I'm probably gonna be talking about this as well in the future. And I'm really excited about these things. It's great. I think since I moved here to Italy, a lot of good things happen. And even when there's nothing going on, I think the weather just makes everything a lot better. Like, for example, look at this. Look at this. Like, I can't emphasize enough how important sunlight is in my life. So having this in my equation is just helping me a lot. Also, exercises. Since I was like 17, I've been going to the gym. This last couple of a lot of months, I have been absent. So this is kind of impacting a little bit my mental health. I am searching a little bit about some possibilities because gym here in Europe in general, I think it can be very expensive. It was in Ireland, it is here as well. But good thing is that as a student from Unibu, you have access to a badge called CUSP. This badge allows you to have access to some of the gyms and also some other sports and activities that are provided from the university. There are 3 main centers, and this is something to look also if you are an active person. Now, I know I mentioned about a lot of things, and I would love to deep myself into some topic like this, for example, that I just mentioned could be a whole video topic. But it depends on what is interesting for you guys, because my time is limited and I want to try to bring the content that will have more impact on your lives. So let me know what interesting you the most. Some people have requested some videos talking about the easy. I'm working on that, but to be honest, it's just complicated because this topic, it really depends and it varied from person to person. So it's hard for me to try to make a video that is the most complete, that will bring some content that will be valuable for a majority of the people. So I'm just hitting my head against the wall to try to make this video happen because I know it's important for you guys. But if you guys comment something that I think it's going to be very straightforward to record a video, something that I already know or something that I think will be easily to talk about, I'll be posting it very shortly. So just let me know what you guys are interested in and we can work together. So yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up the video now because I think otherwise it's going to be too long. If there's something that I didn't mention, something on the video that you are most interested in, just leave it a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and leave it a like if you like this content and you want to see more of it. And I'll be seeing you all in the next video.